Okay, we're joined here with Jason Ruona. Jason, you're famous for doing your J-Concepts pit reports. Now it's me interviewing you. We're here day 2. What's been going on so far? What's the track like? What's the weather like? Is it hot?
It's extremely hot. This is something that I'm a little used to because of being in Florida. It has similar humidity and temperature that we're used to in Florida. So, I'm not really surprised by the temperature because I'm kind of used to it. But for most people traveling in from maybe Southern California, they're struggling. Or when you travel in, you found the AC pretty quick. So, that's kind of the temperature situation we're in, being in the summer here. Indoor facility. I'm going to call it an indoor because it's got a roof over it. So typically with this kind of dirt, we would be dealing with, if it was outdoors and we had good weather, it'd be a lot of traction, be a little bit dusty, and the guys would probably be, traction rolling. The track might break up a little bit, but with the roof over it, the track seems to stay really, really kind of not necessarily wet, but it's really cold. So the track has good traction because there's rubber, there's a black groove like you've probably never seen before around this track. It's extremely cracked up, but from what I understand, the pieces don't come out of the track unless something weird happens. So we're seeing a really smooth race surface, a ton of black rubber groove around the track, but the cars aren't really tippy. The guys are having more trouble. It's sort of like a little slide. They don't have like all the steering they necessarily want. So what I'm seeing is the cars that have the most natural steering already are the guys that are kind of having a little easier time getting the quick lap times. And when we're dealing with 26, 27-second laps, that's a big deal here. So I see some advantages in cars and chassis in lap times and 7 minutes. Of course, the better drivers seem to be able to make up a little bit of it in 7 minutes, but there's some advantages going on out there I can see.
So we're on day 2, as I said. Another day of qualifying, 2 more rounds, then on to finals and everything. Do you see traffic being a big issue, or is it going to be more, tyres, what they're choosing for, the longer mains?
Well, they're going to run the ladder system, so, we're going to have the semifinals, and I still say that you're going to have to start up front on this track, or there's going to have to be some disaster in the start for you to get around and be in contention. I don't think you can go down a half a lap or a lap here and make it up because you're going to be in the pack, and if you're racing with 12 other guys, it's going to be a mess. That's not a bad thing for the track. That's just how it is. And if you're fast enough to be up front and you don't make any mistakes in the early going, then you're probably got a pretty big advantage on this track. And it's nothing that we don't ever see. I guess you guys experience it some at the Neo Buggy race, but that's why you qualify up front.
So how are we doing looking at team driver Ryan Mayfield? What sort of tyres is he using in both truggy and buggy, and how's it going so far?
He's been kind of up and down a little bit. Last year he had the problem where he got DQ'd for the truck being too light in one of the qualifiers that he had TQ'd in. This year, the first round he got a second in the first round, and then he got DQ'd because his truck was too light again. It's just you can never be too on top of this stuff. I mean, he ran well. He got a second for the round in the first round. He drove really well, but basically that was a throwout for him now. He was running our hybrid tire in green compound. We're finding that the tires that have some wear or some runs already on them are a little bit quicker. And we thought we had the right package on his truck, but unfortunately, before the first qualifier, sometimes you put on a new body, new wing, things change in weight, and all of a sudden he's 2 grams under. So, he's got a lot of guys back in the pits helping him, but it just seems like you can never check some of this stuff too much. And so that was his first round. And the buggy, he had a kind of a rough first round, even though he was in contention there. He was in the top 3, but kind of a problem with a turn marshal. He got all frustrated and kind of had a mini meltdown, which he would be the first to admit. So I'm sure he'll come back and be right there in the thick of it. And I think they're struggling trying to find a little more steering on the Associated team. The cars are working pretty well. But they need a little more steering to get the quick lap times like, the Dakotas and these guys. And I think they'll get there at the end, but hopefully it's not too late.
Lastly, you're a veteran. You've seen a lot of laps in your time. I'm going to put you in the spotlight here. Obviously, the inevitable question: can you pick a potential winner for both mains?
Well, I think on speed, I would pick Dakota because he seems to have the right package this weekend. He got second last year on a track that maybe I wouldn't consider him to be a favorite on. And this year, this is a little 10 scale type, and he's a 10 scale racer. Plus, I think that the Losi car transitions in these tight turns really well. So things are working out for him here. I think if he doesn't have any problems in the semis or the mains, I think he's going to be tough to beat. But if you look at the lap times, I think Ty isn't quite as fast as I would expect him to be because he was here at the warm-up, but he's very consistent. So I see him maybe winning it on consistency if things go his way. And, maybe our guy, Ryan, can kind of pull things through in the end. And I think he'll be in contention in the end. And but it's going to take a little more effort to get the speed that he's going to need to qualify up front to probably be where he wants to be at the start of the main.
Okay, Jason Ruona there. Thank you.